How would you kind of assess how things have gone for you the first half of the season?
It's tough to say. Kind of up and down. I'd say I think the Pitt game went really well for me personally, and then obviously Iowa went really well as well. So just really looking to build off of what I did last weekend in Iowa City and hopefully carry that on to the second half of the season.
Why do you think it went well for you, Blake? Like, what did anything change for you, or was it just getting in a groove?
Honestly, that was probably the most confident and relaxed I've been before any game I've played. I took a long look at scripture before the game, actually. I have someone back home who sends me a Bible study before every game, and I really looked at that. And then we have Bible study on Friday nights as well at the hotel. So part of that message and part of the message from the Bible study that got sent kind of hit home with me and kind of calmed me down and relaxed me. So looking to kind of do that for the rest of the season as well.
Is that something like new or that you like just did for this game and started? Or?
Yeah, it's something I've been doing for a while. As I said, she sent me it every single week, but I really kind of sat down with myself. I have a lot of time at the hotel for a night game, especially on the road, so not a lot going on, not a lot of family around, so kind of got to take time for myself and kind of reflect on what I've been doing and what I can do in the future. So I think that was really impactful and kind of impacted my performance as well.
What happened when you got bumped up out there? Was there a chance that you weren't going to come back in?
No, there's never a chance of that. I've worked too hard to get to this point and kind of sit on the sidelines and watch my team suffer because of it. So anything that ever happens to me, you won't notice it on the field, and I think I did a good job of bouncing back after that, kind of keeping my confidence and everything, and going out there in the second half and helping my team be successful.
Could you tell us what happened? Because it looked like one of your own guys.
Up on.
Yeah.
Can't really get anything specific, but
right.
I've been practicing all week. I'm good to go for Saturday, and hopefully can build off what I did in Iowa.
Like, obviously, a lot of sports is about mentality and confidence and stuff like that. But how much for a specialist where you do the same specific job over and over again? How much is that a part of what you're talking about? And then on the flip side, how do you avoid things that get you out of that space? Talk about getting into it. How do you avoid things that get out of that space?
Obviously, I think as a specialist, it's probably the most important thing: mental toughness, and be able to have the mentality to go out there and maybe not have your best kick the last kick and have to do it and kind of repeat that over and over again. It's a hard trap to fall into and kind of get overconfident, and then you don't work as hard, which I think happened to me last year. I think I said that to you guys late in the season last year. So we do a lot of mental training and stuff like that, a lot of confidence. We kind of try to feed off of each other just in the group, and then kind of relate that to the team as well. So confidence is a huge thing for us, kicker and punter, long snapper the same way. I think as a team right now, we're ultra confident. I think that's being shown on the field, and hopefully we can keep that going.
The confidence and training your mind, I mean, is that stuff you guys are doing with Carl, or is that stuff that's
Yeah, Carl speaks to us multiple times a week. He really gives us valuable insight on where our heads should be at going into a game during the practice week, how we can really develop our mind and our body to kind of mesh together on game day, which is really what you're trying to do. You're trying to peak during the game. So practice is obviously a big part of that, but kind of building up towards the game time and then peaking at game time is really essential for us.
How do you feel like maybe you've evolved from that mental side of things the last 4 years?
Yeah, I think definitely just having the confidence doing it over and over again, going to Iowa for a second time was huge. Just being able to experience that atmosphere before. Obviously we have a young team based on our roster, but we got some experience in that in all of our rooms back there. So just being able to experience that, a couple of us for the second time, was huge, and kind of being aware of what that was going to be like. I'm not sure we had the same experience in 2017. I don't think we've been back for a while. So just having the familiarity, being around, and just kind of being able to step up as a leader and feed off other guys, it's been huge.
Blake, aside from being 6-0, why is the buy-in so strong this year in this locker room based on everything we've heard?
Yeah, I think everyone's really on the same page this year. People have really stepped up and accepted the role they're in. not necessarily being happy with that role, but if you're the scout team center, you're doing that job to the best of your ability. If you're the starting kicker, you're doing that job to the best of your ability. I think it's really people are really compartmentalizing what they're doing, and then our chemistry is the best it's been in a long time. I can't remember a time where so many people in the locker room are interacting with different groups. The guys that are redshirt freshmen are interacting with the seniors in the middle of the locker room. Like it's really amazing how stuff has evolved here in the last 4 years in terms of our locker room. So really proud of our leadership and our guys for kind of spearheading that, and that's kind of the future of this program.
Is any of that attributed to this staff specifically recruiting personalities as well as athletes?
Yeah, it's important to not just recruit talent. It's about recruiting the team. And I think we recruit the right kind of guys that really get it from like an education perspective, an athletic perspective, and kind of a social perspective as well. So just recruiting the right guys that can come together and mesh as a unit. Because when you have guys playing not connected with one another, you can have the best players in the world, but you won't win any games doing that.
Those Iowa fans are kind of right on top of you. Were there any comments about your haircut?
Yeah, I can't say them in this setting, but yeah, they get after it pretty good. I think it's a really cool back and forth. There's not so much being sent back to the stands as much as we're taking it, but that's honestly a lot of fuel for our guys. I mean, we hear it, obviously. They're pretty close, and they're not saying the nicest things. So especially when our defense, we're up 11 points in the fourth quarter, and our defense is going out there to kind of put the game away. That just serves as more fuel than the opposite. So really cool experience in Iowa. Kind of sad I won't go back, but we've had success there in the last 2 years, two trips back. So really proud of how we played this weekend.
Wait, speaking of hair, how has Jordan Stout kind of settled into the team for the first half of the year? And do you still believe you're the flow king of the two flow bros there?
Yeah, so the sign's pretty cool, the Flowbro sign.
Yeah.
I think I've said this before. He kind of just let his hair grow. I actually had to do something to it. I had to manipulate it, which takes some confidence and. Thanks, Tone. But yeah, he's really fit in. He fit in from the first minute he stepped on campus. He has an electric personality. He's probably one of the nicest guys on the team. A lot of people don't know that. He's very personal with everyone. And obviously you've seen what he's done for our kickoff unit, and our touchback percentage is way up this year, which really eliminates a lot of the good returners we face, which is huge for us. So he's been an essential component to what we've done on special teams so far, and hopefully he can continue. I know he can. So that'll be huge going into the second half.
What can you remember from your first whiteout experience, and have you tried to prep some of the guys who maybe haven't?
Yeah, that was the first really bad weather game I played in. That was the Ohio State game, I believe, 2016. Obviously, the thing I remember about that game is the ball being snapped over my head, and I kind of panicked and stuff like that. So, I mean, that atmosphere was electric. I think nothing in the country compares to a whiteout. I think Jordan told me a couple days ago that he still hasn't heard anything louder than Virginia Tech, and I think he's going to be proven wrong this weekend. So I think Coach is talking about trying to pack 112,000 in, and I think that's probably a low ball number. So yeah, so we're looking forward to it. I was over in the stadium today. We kick over there on Wednesdays, and there was extra stands in there I hadn't noticed before. So it should be pretty cool. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, especially as the last one.